We have Joey backstage from Outlier, and we are going to bring him in now. Looking forward to having this chat.
Yes.
Joey, welcome.
Hi.
Hey guys, how are you?
How are you?
Very good. Question is how are you?
Yeah.
I'm tired. I'm still I'm feeling that. I can't say jet lag, but I'm feeling some sort of lag from tour. So it takes me usually a few days to get back in the swing of it all.
So when was the last date?
So the last date. So it doesn't sound as cool. The last date was Saturday.
Some people won't go look it up. You can say yesterday.
No. The last date was Saturday.
Oh, okay.
It was.
But still.
But we went way too hard. So usually it's tradition. Like a lot of our tours end in Jersey, Clifton, New Jersey. We play at Dingbats. Our agent Michelle, she runs Dingbats, but Freddie, the owner, is like one of the most hospitable club owners like ever. He just takes such good care of us. Food and drinks like all night, and that usually becomes disastrous for like the entire tour package. Like it wasn't even just us. Like he owns this place right across the street called Dingo's. So as you wrap up at Dingbats, the show closes out. It's about 11 o'clock. The bands load up. Everybody goes right to Dingo's for the after party, and then it just becomes this hot mess. And so us, the Skylit Drive and Varsity, we just
had a good time.
Said goodbye.
There you go. So I will say this, and I've only talked to you through Messenger once, but if you could pass a message along to Michelle, she's a phenomenal person to talk to and to work with. So for those that don't know, we were trying to get Outlier down for November 16th, and it just didn't work out. But I will tell you this, we will be seeing them in 2025. So
yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're gonna make it happen.
We're super stoked about that when it does happen. So so tell us a little bit. I mean, Lisa is no all be all of Outlier. I know a little and be a little. So help us out. Explain Outlier. Tell us about the band, how it started, all that typical interview stuff, and then we'll get into the fun stuff.
Gotcha. So I started writing for Outlier in 2014. I released my first single, Buried Me Alive, in 2015. I put the band together in 2016, and 2017 we had our first tour, which was Ice Nine Kills, Plot and You, and Dayseeker. So that's the shortest way I've ever explained that. I could totally dive into it deeper, but I wanted to create the band and the sound and be the stable piece of a band before I got like 5 egotistical musicians to kind of get into a room and go, so what do you want to sound like? And I want to sound like this, and I want to do that. And I've done that so many times over, and it's just, you get very little done, or you're already having problems and resentment towards some of the guys right out the gate. So I was like, you know what? I can track and write everything myself. That's just kind of what I did. That was the first EP. And then, like I said, I just found like-minded musicians after, and it just kind of almost been almost smooth sailing. So, I mean, you're going to weed out some people as you go. Tour really makes or breaks a musician. You get a lot of guys with some pipe dreams that never toured. They're very hungry for it. The first lineup was very, very spoiled, having an Ice Nine Kills, Plot and You, Dayseeker tour. And I mean, that's like their first tour ever, like as musicians. So I've been touring for almost 20 years now. And I tell you what, I've had the lowest of lows. I've driven to cities where the venue didn't even know a show was happening. I've played to nobody but the other bands. Like I don't know if I could swear on this.
Absolutely.
Please do.
So I've eaten my fair share of shit.
It.
So I've eaten a lot of shit over the years. So, but yeah, and they were definitely spoiled. It was one hell of a tour, and it was my relationships that got that tour. And we had a tour right after, and that's where we had 2 or 3 dates not even happen. And we drove like 8 hours to a city, and we had fans drive, good distance to see us. And like I remember specifically, there was like this little boy that him and his mom drove probably about 6 hours to see us, and we just let him raid our trailer for merch just because we
I
felt
love
bad.
it.
The kid was like legit crying, so I felt like really guilty, even though it wasn't our fault. And so then we just found a place to eat, and we all went to eat, like us and the fans, and um, just kind of made the most of a situation that was pretty terrible. So, um, and that was just kind of like, some of them were like, oh, I don't know if I could do this, or is every tour going to be like this? I'm like, well, not every tour is going to be Ice Nine Kills. So,
Right.
it's a roller coaster. That's what this industry is. And you got to eat shit to take a shit. So,
Right. So
What? Wait, I feel like that really needs to be like printed somewhere,
I absolutely, you know what? I'm gonna put your name on the bottom as the quote, but that's definitely going on the back of a sound shirt.
It really should be.
Please do. Please do.
Yeah, on the music is life shirt, we need to put on the back of it, you need to eat shit to take a shit. Joey Rita.
You really do, though. I mean, I got so many other like little sayings like that, but the other ones get worse. So we'll just leave it with that one.
Oh my
All right,
gosh.
well,
Oh my gosh.
If you ever want to start like a sound T-shirt line with your quotes, we'll do that.
I got a lot of them. I got a lot of them. So.
Joeyisms. Oh my gosh, I love
There you
this.
go.
I love this.
So take us into where you're at now with your most recent single, Warriors, with Chris Motionless, doing really well for you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Where's the band at now with this single and going forward?
So right now we have watched it organically just do its thing. We put a lot of money aside to, do the typical run ads, continue feeding radio, all of that fun stuff. We wanted to see what it would do organically on its own, and then use the money as the cavalry to keep it pushing, because we're going to work it until the end of the year. We got the green light from the Motionless camp, so we're taking full advantage of it. We're not letting off the gas whatsoever. And like you said, it's been doing really well. I actually took a screenshot last night. There was like 671 people listening on Spotify. Like when it says listening now.
Oh yeah.
I don't mean monthly listeners. I mean, that's how many were like listening to that track at that very moment. And I sent the screenshot to my manager. I'm like, yo, is there a fucking glitch? What is happening right now? And we looked at it, and there was this massive spike of something that happened over in the UK. And we think that some major outlet picked it up over there. And so we don't know what really is happening, but we're watching the analytics and seeing where it's going and who's listening where and stuff. Obviously, it's been the US as like the main territory, but so
all I see right now is Matt James running up and down the streets. Play Outlier, put it on your Spotify.
I have to wonder
I didn't think of that. That would have been
maybe
funny.
BBC Radio 1 or Kerrang didn't pick it up.
Yeah, I mean, Kerrang has played us in the past, so it would have been really awesome if they did do that. I really don't know, but we definitely saw a massive spike out of nowhere. So we're kind of digging into it and talking to the distro label that we released through to see like if they can get further analytics as to what and why it caused that. But I'm also not going to complain, because that's
absolutely
the coolest things. Like bands, that's like a major level, like band listening now to one track thing. So it was very interesting to see. I'm also trying to remain present. I have a problem remaining present into anything that's doing awesome. Like after release day, I am immediately onto the next song. I am constantly competing with myself. I beat myself up probably more than anybody ever will. And I have this hard time of just learning to just enjoy right now. And I made a promise to myself with this release to really be present in it and watch how it's doing, and you know, watching the fan base grow as well, not just the numbers online for Spotify and all that nonsense. I mean, like actually getting new fans and collecting new fans, because that Motionless fan base is very, very, very diehard, and they're not. I don't want to say that they're like, so they've been very welcoming to us, but I've seen previous features not get the response that ours has
Right.
got. So, and I think going based on feedback, it was a perfect representation of both of our worlds together. Like it sounds like a Motionless track, but it sounds like an Outlier track. And I think, you know, we obviously sit in a similar vein, but it was written without Chris being in mind, but him coming in, wanting to come into it. He heard the demo. We share a producer. He heard the demo on his own and was like, now that's what I want to be a part of. And 6 years of friendship with Chris turned into that. I never wanted to ask my friend for anything because I never wanted to abuse that relationship, because the friendship comes first. So he volunteered for it, but it was awesome again because it was like, I can kind of understand why he wanted to, because it sounds like his voice would pair very well,
Right.
not only with mine, but with the song as well. So,
Yeah, well, you answered my next question because I was going to ask how that pairing happened. So,
yeah,
reading my mind. Thank you.
trying.
So, Lisa, you got anything before we break out into the video?
Well, I do actually have one question about it.
Okay.
The first time that you mentioned this track, that I had a conversation with you about this song, was in, I think, January of 2023. It's a long time coming.
It's been a long time.
It's been a really long time. Was it worth the wait?
Absolutely. It was definitely worth the wait. The stars definitely aligned for us. Motionless was on an album cycle, so we had the option to release, but not go at radio, meaning it could only go to streaming, and that was it. And that's where you got the Nita Strauss one and a couple other singles that he did do features on. We wanted to wait. We didn't want to get lost amongst, you know, like in the cloud of other bigger artists like that, you know, will be shadowed even more. Like we'll just be down that totem pole. So we wanted to make sure that we had a clear lane. And as soon as Chris calls me and he's like, yo, so you're good. We're not dropping anything for the rest of the year. So you're completely clear. The label's going to stay out of your way. And I was like, say no more. We're going.
Right.
So we had something else in the works that we were going to release. We're sitting on more great stuff. It's, you know, Chris, this has been a big surprise, but we got some other really, really awesome stuff too. And, but again, yeah, now we got that open lane for the rest of the year. We're going to take full advantage.
When it came to time to figure out the video, did you and Chris collaborate on that together? Or did you already have some imagery in mind? Did you, you know, in the band sit down and have some imagery already figured out for what you wanted it to look like? Did you collaborate with anyone on that, or?
Yeah, so we, me and our videographer, Tom Flynn, we work I work very close with Tom, and all of our music videos are pretty much my idea coming into it, bouncing some stuff off of him, and then he kind of tweaks all the madness in my brain and brings a vision to life. This one we did hop on a call with Angela, the makeup artist, who does go out on the road with Motionless, but she happened to be our makeup artist for the video. And Chris hopped on the call as well, just for his feedback to see if he was, you know, comfortable with everything, if he had any input. So we did do one call with him and everybody else, but for the most part, it was me and Tom just calling each other every other day with like, what if we do this? And what if we try that? And can we do this? And is this within the budget? And yada, yada. So.
Okay. Well, I think that probably does the tell us something or tell us nothing. So why don't we get into it? Why don't we get into it when we roll it, and then we can talk about it after it plays?
We will do it right now. Here is Outlier with Chris Motionless. It is Warriors. Check it out, and you're watching the sound. Damn. I will say this every time I hear that song, I just want to get in the truck and go to the gym. I literally want to go to the gym every time I hear that song.
You know, I shared with Kane last weekend when I saw you guys those 2 nights. I shared with Kane that guitar during the chorus is my favorite part of the song.
Yeah.
I am just so blown away just seeing you on a tour previously and then seeing you on this tour. The band is just so full of like there's so much more confidence in everyone's performance. It really you guys really knocked it out of the park, man. And I just can't wait to see what you're going to give us next. Like you've got so much talent behind you, you know, with you and with Mike and Kane, and then you've got Cosmo back. Like I'm just so excited for what's coming next for your band, man.
Thank you. That really means a lot, and it's good to know because I've really drilled everybody, including myself. Like I've gotten very nitty gritty with all the details of being able to bring these songs to life. I think that's the biggest thing. Is a lot of bands kind of record outside their means, you know, their ability to play it live, and so I made sure that, you know, if you can scream, you're gonna scream. If you can sing, you're gonna sing. And then we worked on it a cappella. Like Mike got COVID shortly before the tour, so we, instead of canceling 2 practices, I'm like, we're gonna go, you know, strictly a cappella, and we're gonna work on all the harmonies and try to really dial it in. Especially Warriors. Warriors is a pretty challenging song for me, but I like writing stuff like that because I'm the type of person that will. It helps me level up a little bit more if I write and push myself a little bit. So, yeah, that means a lot. I'm glad that we were able to deliver.
Well, it's just been a huge. I'm sorry. It's just been. It was like literally seeing a totally new band.
Cool.
Like you really have totally You've definitely unlocked that next level, no doubt. Yeah, really outstanding performances last week.
No, and when you're talking about that, when you're talking about him having COVID and working on acapella and the harmonies and everything, I don't think a lot of people realize what bands have to do for certain songs to get harmonies down correctly and things like that. And to hear you're just working strictly on that part of the song and that focus says a lot about the kind of show that you want to put on for your fans as well. So
I will have to say, probably touring with our friends in Shallow Side can kind of do that to you. You kind of take a step back and you go, "Wow, we suck." You know? Like, so, like, I love those guys so much. They're so damn talented, and them pulling off their 4-part harmonies, I'm like, all right.
In the street with a ukulele.
I know.
In the street.
so damn good. And maybe it's because like Sam will help us out sometimes, and he'll fill in for Outlier. And Sam is like, you know, when he came out on the road, and this is kind of what, like, I think probably what made my mindset, like, I got more like disciplined and more like dictator. Like, I'm like, we're doing this. If you don't like it, you know, you don't get a microphone, or you're not in the bed. Like, it was very like, this is what we need to do. And Sam, when he came out and filled in on a tour for bass, when we were between bass players, he was like, all right, dude, vocal warm up, let's go. You know, me and you. And so like, he's like, all right. And then he'll set this, he'll do like a run, and then I'll follow the run. And then he goes, all right, next note up, run and run. So we're just downstairs in the, you know, he's pushing me, and he goes, all right, now sing Heartless, and you're gonna do the entire chorus a cappella. Here's your note, na 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 na, and I'll hit the note, and then we'll sing it. And then he's singing a cappella with the harmony, and we're just moving like this. And so when Cosmo came back, I knew Cosmo has the ability to sing. He's very good at like mimicking the record. So whatever tone that I will bring, he'll kind of like be able to, like, you know, follow that. And I was like, yo, so Sam set the bar high. So if you can't do this, you know, we're going to have to figure something else out here. I don't know if you're the guy. So, but he, you know, Cosmo's really diving into that role. And the more we keep going is the more he'll be able to take on too. So,
well, The benefits of bringing a music teacher on tour, huh?
So damn good. So damn
Yeah.
good. Sam is a sweetheart. He has been such an amazing friend, and he's, you know, he knows I'm very hard on myself, but Sam is like great words of encouragement and just building you up, giving you confidence, and then kind of watching you take off and, like, you know, helping critique, like you said, a music teacher. That's his job.
So before we get into what's left of 2024, I want to revisit December of last year,
Sure.
December of 2023, when this was our cover for the Sound magazine.
Joanna's balls.
You got to explain the photo shoot behind this.
I don't even think I have a reason. That's the sad part. Like,
I love it.
leave it to me to just be like, this is what we're doing. It all started with my buddy Paul. He's like this diehard Bills fanatic. He's been like on the commercials and all this stuff. He wears the Santa suit. So he was Santa during that entire shoot. For some reason, we decided it was a good idea to all take our pants off and just finish this photo shoot. I have no idea what came of it or why. I think we were making fun of like the old like fireman, you know, calendar style things, but we're obviously not as good looking or ripped as those guys. So we just made do. And I don't know. I really don't have an amazing story for you on that, unfortunately. That's just me being very goofy, and that was it. So
Mr. Sam Bauer in the house. What's
speaking
up,
of
dude?
Sam, what me? Were your ears ringing, bro?
Yeah, we were just
Oh
talking
my
about you,
God.
man.
How weird.
Yeah. Oh my God. I love that picture. It makes me like, makes me want to go and put on, what is it? AC/DC big balls. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have a great story, unfortunately. That's just my goofy nature. So.
Well, I will tell you this. I'm very grateful and thankful that you let us use that picture for the cover of our December
course.
issue. That was awesome. When I guess, was it you or Lisa? Was it you or Matt that sent it to us? As soon as it was sent, I was like, there is no other option for this cover.
Right.
There's nothing. And
Yeah.
I don't even care if there's a story about them or not. It's going on the fucking cover.
Yeah. I know what, maybe we'll run it back. Maybe I'll try to like level up that and do another one this year.
That'd be great.
That would be
amazing. Love to have that. So tell us, sorry, Lisa.
No, go ahead.
So you got another tour heading up for 2024. Yep. We're going to flash it up here real quick.
Yes.
With Deadlands and Renaissance.
All over Virginia, baby.
Starting in October, running through November, which I will say this is the reason. See how close it gets to November 16th is the reason we couldn't get Outlier for November 16th. So, but tell us a little about the tour.
So
I noticed it ends in Dingbat, so it should be a good one.
I plan on being at that show, by the way. So yeah, I'm coming. My parents live like 30 minutes from there. I grew up right around there.
All right.
I remember what happened the last time I came to Dingbats.
Party Joey, Party Mike.
Yeah.
They're coming out. Party Mike is worse than Party Joey by far. By far. Mike is the ultimate frat boy. So anybody knows that Mike is the first one to get lost in the sauce. So if you want to party, Mike's your guy. So so the tour came together with so David from Renaissance is he owns Extreme Vocal Institute. He is a vocal coach. He is my coach. He is what's her name? Casey, right? From Deadlands. Mm-hmm. Yes. I think he's worked with her too, but he's worked with a lot of people from, you know, he's done stuff with Chris, you know, Alpha Wolf. He's just a very, very, very good vocal coach. And him and I were talking about something, and he just randomly brought it up. And, you know, he's like, what, you know, do you want to do some dates this, you know, in the fall? And I said, yeah, we can do that. And then I'm like, what are you thinking? And he brought up like Deadlands, and we brought up doing this whole, hitting the markets that we all draw well in, and really just kind of running it back. And so I was like, yeah, a lot of our tours have been friendships just like that. I mean, that's how the Shallow Side and Any Given Sin think. It's like, we all share Chris Dawson as a producer or mixing engineer. He's our mixing guy. Their producer, and Chris is like, do you three you want to tour together? I ran it by you guys all separately, and everybody's down. I'm like, absolutely. So we've been very fortunate to have all of our tours be just friendship is the foundation. So when you go to see everybody, it's not like that. Everybody's like acclimating for the first week where nobody's really talking to anybody. So, and I think that's what made like the Skylight Drive tour and Varsity tour was so good for us, even though it was so short. It was such a fun tour. It was probably one of the most fun tours I've ever been on. And it was just because the friendship and the camaraderie. So when you have that, you can already tell that the vibe is going to be good. And I think that kind of comes out on the stage a little bit too. So we're looking forward to this tour as well. Casey also helped with the Warriors video. She did some like wardrobe stuff, as far as getting all the extras, like, and all that. So she came out and she was very generous to volunteer her time.
Where did you guys wind up filming that?
In a warehouse in Long Island. So Tom's based out of Long Island, and he, the agreement is always, we got to go to Tom because Tom's got all the resources out there. So we showed up and we shot that every scene you see in that was shot in one day in one open room. So
Jesus.
Yeah, it was a very, very, very long day, And, shout out to Angela, our makeup artist. She crushed my makeup, Chris's makeup, and like however many extras makeup. So she was the only one that she did a lot. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
It was a lot. We did a lot on kind of like what would be considered a skeleton crew. And, we wouldn't have been able to do it without everybody. So all hands were on deck, and all the volunteers, all the extras. We had people that were doing set design. We had people that were helping out, like Tom, assisting Tom, and it was really a big production for us.
So when this tour closes out in November, are you guys just taking off for the rest of the year? Do you have any plans, anything that is coming in terms of touring or music for early next year? I can't believe we're talking about that.
I know. This year went by so fast. This summer is
September. It's going to be September.
Yeah. It went by so fast. So yeah, we're definitely working on tours. I'm working on 2 right now with Michelle. And then we have some festival stuff that's in the works. And then we have a lot of releases for next year. So we'll see about this year. We might squeeze out a single this year, but it's not to go at radio. It's really just to drop something. We might drop something really heavy, and like probably the heaviest song we've ever had, and just kind of focus on like, playlisting and just getting it out there and stuff like that. But next year we're going to drop our follow-up single to Warriors. It's going to be a really big one. So we're looking forward to it.
Probably in the spring. I can't wait.
So if somebody was looking to find Ovtlier, where's the easiest way for them to go? Is it Facebook, Instagram, the website? Where's that at?
I would say Instagram. We focus a lot more time on Instagram than all the platforms. That one seems to be the most generous to us. So OV as in Victor, TLIER. But you could search that anywhere and we'll pop up. Hence the V, and helps with branding and search.
I know that, but you guys are also super responsive on that platform as well. So
yeah,
you guys are great.
It took a while. It took a while to get everybody to be all hands on deck, but we're there though. So.
It takes a team, man. It takes a village to run social media. It is no joke, man. It's a lot of work and a lot of time.
It's exhausting.
Yeah.
It's so taxing, and me having a business on top of that too. Like it's social media is like, yeah, it's exhausting for us. And then every time there's a new platform, I'm like, oh my God, stop. Just we have enough. Like
Yep.
Right. And then like TikTok comes around, and you're like, no.
yeah, and leave it to me to get banned on TikTok too. So
Did you?
Tell that story.
we had to rebuild the page. So like our page only has like 1,300 followers now because we had to start from scratch. I was doing jump scare stuff, and long story short, like I put in an image that I didn't know what it was. Like what it was. I literally Googled scary face. And the face that I ended up using for this one post happened to be something called Momo. I don't know if you're familiar with Momo.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so this shows how very little I know about this, but they immediately deleted the video. And I went to like appeal it and see like what was going on. I'm like, I don't know what, this is not graphic. There's no nudity. There's no cursing. What's wrong with this? They just banned the entire page. Like I literally had no idea what happened. So somebody from our street team looked into it, and they were like, oh, so this was some messed up thing called Momo, and apparently it was telling children to kill themselves. Like there's a video of this creature. Like I just had a picture, but there's like a video of some sort of this scary face talking. And I don't know if it was China or Korea or something, but it was something like overseas, and they banned it. And China would make sense actually if it was Chinese. So like, but yeah, it was like saying that. I'm like,
oh my God.
And like I didn't even use a video. Like I wouldn't have done that. So like,
right.
So it didn't, and it just like wiped our account. I'm like, son of a bitch. And I hate TikTok as it is. Just the level of cringe, and you got to devote so much time, and it's so desperate, and like me, and I got to write all these headers and post the same video 30 times, hoping that one of them catches this algorithm. And like,
right,
it's nauseating. I don't know, maybe my age is showing, but it's.
I am gonna post or put this up. Is this the right one?
I think it's Outlier. Oh
yes, that's the freaking face.
Watch. With the sounds, now the sound situation's going to be shut down.
Yeah, we just got.
So wait, so I think now that you're retelling the story, I'm pretty sure that we have talked about this. And is it now Outlier Sucks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I changed the TikTok. Yeah, because they wouldn't give me the old Outlier. So like they shut everything down with it, and they took like the name or something. I don't know. Like I couldn't reuse that name. So I was just like, you know what? Outlier Sucks. That's just what I was going to use for everything. Which used to be a big thing in MySpace days. I don't know if, you guys were messing with MySpace, but like MySpace, bands used to say whatever their band name was and then sucks. So like when people see that, they're like, oh my God, dude, MySpace. I'm like, yeah, we're that old. So.
Look, I literally was not trying to poke the bear on that. Etched in Embers is like poking the bear. No, I really wasn't. I was just curious if that was the face. That's why I put it up there and then took it right the fuck down.
Oh yeah, I know. Watch. Now tomorrow we're gonna see like 1,000. I'm gonna wake up in the morning, go to our social media.
I'm call Jared tomorrow and go, you know all that hard work we've done on our Facebook page? I'm like, yeah. He goes, you just fucking ruined it, dude. It's gone. Hey, took it down.
I think you guys are gonna be good. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I would have obviously never posted that had I known that, but
right.
Wow.
Whatever. So that's why we can't just do general searches anymore, because we have no idea what we're even posting.
Right.
That's why we can't have nice things.
And that would be my luck too. That would literally be my luck. So.
Oh. Yeah, no, I wouldn't know what it was. Russ said he knew what it was because of his kids. Russ, the vocalist of Etched Numbers, has smaller kids. So he's saying that he knew what it was. I don't know what it is. I mean, I could yell to my daughter and see if she knows what it is, but I don't know.
Once I researched, that's what I found out had like happened. And like some people, when I tell that to, some people don't know. Obviously I didn't know. I'm assuming that a lot of people with kids would know or hear about this. And so yeah, that's what got us banned. But
well,
Outlier Sucks.
Yep.
I'm just wondering, just because maybe it is a Chinese thing, and TikTok is a Chinese thing. I don't know, because you type in Momo on Google and that shit's everywhere.
Yeah. I honestly think it's because it was Chinese, if I'm not mistaken. And that would make sense, especially because they use their TikTok for educational purposes, and we use ours to
entertain.
Yeah.
To kill brain cells.
There we go.
Right.
To put it in the nicest way possible.
Right.
Well, I am very excited to see you in October. I can't wait. You're stuck with me for 3 shows, man. I don't know if you're gonna survive, but
I just want to be stuck with you for life, so that's fine. I don't care.
There you go. And
You're so
I've
sweet.
only got one request.
Yes, sir.
And this is going to sound probably like the most petty fucking thing ever said on this show.
Well, it's from you. So
Will you please accept my friend request?
Yeah, of course. When did you send it?
Oh, a while back.
I'll
I'm sure
totally-
you got thousands of them.
Dude,
so.
I have every single, I'm pretty sure I told Lisa this too. Like, I have every notification in the world turned off. I don't hear my phone. I had to actually set my alarm. That's why I popped out of the little waiting area and went back in. I had to set my alarm for this because like my head's so far up my ass with like life. I have every notification off. I was afraid that I was gonna sleep and like miss the time of some sort. Like, dude, my head's all over the place. So I will absolutely.
No, I literally was just, that was the whole thing about the show. I was just like, I'm going to throw it out there as a joke, but please.
It's like semi-serious. It's like,
but not.
Yeah. No, I'll totally do it. My apologies.
No, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
Oh my
You
god!
can just see my message request folder. It's even worse.
I
don't even want to know.
I was in there. Remember? I sent you that message. You had to go to your message request to see my message.
And how long did it take me to get to that?
It took a while.
Yeah, I don't even want to know. Like, I was talking to Paul from Varsity about messages like on social media, and he was telling me, he's like, man, you should see some of the stuff that people send us in messages. I'm like,
it's insane. I can't imagine what some of the other. I know what we get, which is bad enough. So God only knows, but yeah.
Block his ass.
You
Well,
get it too. Right?
Thank you so much for coming on here.
Yeah.
I am so
you.
glad that we're able to have you on and able to chat with you about what's going on with your band. And if you do not have tickets yet and you're on the East Coast, Outlier is coming out with Renaissance and Deadlands. Please, please, please come out. I will be at both at the show in Winchester and the show in Richmond and the show at Dingbats in Jersey. Please come hang out. Let's have a good time. Let's show some support to these guys. They're working hard.
I wonder if I can talk Brandy into going to Knoxville.
Do it.
Because
Go.
I mean, that's where Brandy's from. Is that area?
Have you ever seen Outlier live?
No.
You need to go. Dude, go.
Knoxville.
Go.
I can usually sweet talk Brandy by going, we'll go see everybody in Cleveland on the way up.
There you go. See?
We'll see if we can make that happen.
I got you guys on list. You just let me know which ones. So, and I got you guys.
Oh,
Appreciate you very much.
Of course.
Thank
you guys. Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me on here and plugging the single, please. Thank you. I appreciate that.
We'll keep pushing it as long as you need us to.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I'm gonna go accept your friend request right now.
All right, I'm done.
Kevin's gonna go wipe the shit off of his nose. Oh,
Joey, have a good one. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thanks, guys.
Joey.
Have a
All
great
right,
All
have a
right,
good
we'll
night.
talk to you later.